Good morning, everyone. We're going to call this special council meeting to order. Roll call, City Clerk.
Councilmember Mahan,
Here.
O'Neill,
Present.
Davis,
Here.
Watanabe, Kolstad,
Here.
and Mayor Gilmore.
Here. All right. First, we have public presentations. Is there any member of the public like to come forward and make a presentation? Do we have any cards? Okay, seeing none. Our first order of business is the public hearing regarding the adoption of a resolution calling a general municipal election to be held on Tuesday, November 6, 2018, and requesting that the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors consolidate the election with the statewide general election to be held on November 6, 2018.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. So on June 26th, the council adopted the resolutions to call for a municipal election to be held on November 6, 2018, for the purposes of filling the elected offices of council seats 2 and 5. Since that time, of course, we know July 24th, Judge Coonley of the Santa Clara County Superior Court issued an amended statement of decision and remedies phase of the trial for the judgment on the lawsuit against this city. And in compliance with that court order, the city now must call a general municipal election to elect the council members by districts. So in November 2018, we have districts 2 and 3 up for election, and you just simply need to amend, well, not amend, but rescind the previous resolutions by adopting this resolution to allow for the county to proceed with the district elections this year.
Okay, are there any questions of the council? Councilmember O'Neill.
This isn't exactly related to this resolution, but we did take a vote earlier this summer about having an advisory question about districts. Is that now moot, or is that proceeding? And I've also had an inquiry from the public about, we had talked about also continuing to do some work on the alternative voting methodology, such as ranked choice and some other. So do we know if this is totally superseding all those other prior discussions?
Councilmember O'Neill, I answer that question. Sue Reuter, Senior Deputy, sitting in for Brian Doyle, the City Attorney. The advisory vote is not superseded by the court's order. We can still continue forward with the question, the ballot question. So we're not rescinding that particular resolution with the one before you today. The second part was, can you continue on with further, for example, charter review committees or other types of investigatory methods to determine whether or not you want to try other additions to our charter. For example, we had a ranked choice voting question that had come up. If you want to continue to do that, you're welcome to do so for future elections. That's not necessarily precluded by the court's order.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
So
you.
the advisory vote will be on in November.
Yes, that's right.
But that's the only vote. We don't have a ranked choice voting or other alternate
Correct.
For November.
Correct.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Any member of the public? All right.
Motion to approve the ordinance.
Thank you.
The resolution, sorry.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any questions, comments? Councilmember Mahan or Kolstad?
No. No.
Mayor, I'd like to do a roll call vote, if I may, please.
Okay.
So Councilmember Mahan,
Aye.
O'Neill,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Watanabe,
Aye.
Kolstad,
Aye.
and Mayor Gilmore.
Yes. Okay, that passes unanimously. Thank you.
I just have a
yes,
comment to
City
put in the
Manager.
record. So with the council's approval of this action, just for our collective knowledge, we now have clarity in terms of how to provide information and education to our residents and community in terms of what districts are subject to electing a council member. We have the advisory vote for citywide districts, city council districts, as well as our cannabis tax measure. And so we will begin with this final action, a robust information education campaign.
Thank you. I have a question. Do we notify the the residents and voters in districts 2 and 3 specifically, that their district is up for a council member election?
Yes, we'll need to be very clear to mitigate any potential voter confusion in terms of who's voting for what, and so that's part of the strategy and why I wanted to put this in the record, that it is a changed approach. We'll need to be very measured in terms of how we approach this strategically, and we'll bring back information through my blog or as part of my verbal report out.
I think that'll be helpful because there is confusion out there as to
Yes.
who lives in what district and who would be eligible to
Right.
vote for a council member.
And if I may
Yes.
just add one little thing to that, we were able to have a full page in the voter information guide. So we've been working with the registrar's office, and we're able to actually put some text as well as the district map actually in the voter guide that will go to all the voters. And that will be just in addition to the outreach measures that the city is taking.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from anyone? All right, reports of members and special committees. Do we have any? No? City manager, executive director report?
Just that today is National Night Out, and I understand we have 51 neighborhood events throughout the city, and that contingency of us will be out and about engaging.
That must be a record, 51. I think
That's
it's...
the latest number that we're hearing
really
from
big.
our police department.
Okay, very good. Let's see, that leads us to our adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Meeting adjourned. Thank you.